Hey guys, what's going on? Man, this is a backstory from what happened last year. How my life kind of changed so much, and then I know I mentioned it before. When I got laid off, people are gonna be like, "Oh, you was talking about when you got laid off." Yeah, it was a big thing to me because I never got laid off before. Even during COVID, didn't get laid off. I never got laid off. And when you're making the money that you're making, I'm not always gonna say the job was always guaranteed, but you just happy where you are. You wasn't stressed. Nothing was going on. Everything was always fine. House was paid. My wife was doing good. My family doing good. And then got laid off January 27th of 2025 is when everything just boosh. Okay, so after me being laid off, right? I got laid off that day. Like I said, I remember everything they said, how it happened. It was just crazy. They was telling me, hey, it's gonna be your last day here. Wow, still shocked. But anyway, now this is January. Now we got February. Now I wasn't happy, but I told myself I don't need to start working right now. Let me just relax. I'm just gonna chill. What they gave me at the end, they gave me a severance check, and I was not happy with it. I thought I would have got more, but they took so much taxes out, and I didn't know you can have where you can exempt from them from taking taxes. I didn't know, so whatever. That was an L for me there. But anyway, we lift off of that for a little bit. That was good. That was good for like 4 months. Not like living where I'm just buying all whatever I want. No, 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 no. Just paying the bills, the minimum. What they asking for, the credit cards. I'm talking about the bare minimum. If it was $50 a month, we paying 50. 25, we paying 25. Going out to eat, it got to be somewhere we're going maybe very cheap. Because usually after church we'll go out. We go out somewhere to go eat something. That time we couldn't do it. We'll probably go maybe to Texas Roadhouse because their food was very cheap. Chili's maybe. But we spending, I'm talking about under $100. We'll be sharing meals. Man, it was tough. But so I was out for like about 3 months, right? They say about 4 months of work. But before that, man, so we got January, that happened. February, I like whatever. Now we got March. Man, in March was one of the hardest time for my family. My son was sick. We didn't know what it was. We thought his bladder was having issues because he felt pain down there. We didn't know what it really was, so we took him to the hospital that day. We didn't rush it at first because we thought it might be that. It might just go away after a while. And happened on a Thursday. Come Friday, he still felt it. Saturday, feeling it. I think it was Sunday. Then when it came to Monday, yeah, Sunday we went to this practice thing where they run because my son loved to run and he do track. We'd take the kids out there. They'd be there for like an hour or 2 hours, and then he was out there. My wife was like, look at D. He's not feeling good. He told me, this since Thursday. I like, for real? Okay, let me go talk to him. We don't have to do this if you don't want to. So I talked to him. He told me, hey, nah, I'm not feeling good, but I'm going to continue with the track. I said, okay, you sure? He said, yes. So I left him there, walked away. Not even 5 minutes later, I turned around. He was sitting where my wife was at. So I'm like, oh, there's something really going on. So one time I said, you okay? He said, yeah, I'm not feeling it. I said, okay. So the next day, which was Sunday, woke up in the morning. He came in the morning. He said, can I stay home? And my wife was like, yeah, sure. I know your stomach started. Okay, when later today, we'll take you to the doctors. So, my wife left. I was home. She had to go somewhere. And, he came to me again and said, it's really hurting now. So I called my wife. Hey, he said he's really deep, really, really in pain. I said, okay. She said, okay, when I come home, we'll take him to the hospital. Because I was about to take him. But she was like, no, she wanted to be there. Moms, they like to be there too at the same time. Because they always think the dads don't know what they doing. Whatever. And plus, I did want her to be there anyway. So we get there, asking them, telling them what's going on. He explained to them, but he's starting to feel a little better when he was at the hospital, which was so weird. So they gave us a room. We sat down. They did some X-ray. They did some, did blood work and everything. And then, I left to go pick up the other kids. He's a senior too. Both my older kids are seniors at that time. That was last year. So I'm like, okay, driving. So now when I pick up the kids, because we have two little ones, pick them up, and then nowadays like saying, wife called me and said, hey, whatever we thought it was, that's not what it was. I'm like, what do you mean? And she said, I have to tell you when you get here. So now when I said, you got to tell me now. She said, no, I have to tell you when you get here. You're driving with the kids. Now I'm thinking like, wait a minute, what could it actually be? Now, the C word never came to my mind right there, right? Even though me thinking, so I'm trying to figure out what it is. So I get back, get in the car, rushing to get to the hospital. Not rushing like speeding, but trying to just get there. So the speed limit was 40, I'm going like 50. So we finally get there. I got there, and my wife was like, yes, okay, so where the kids? You know, we can't really have them. So they came, they stayed in the lobby for a little bit. Now I get in the room. My wife's like, yes, they don't know what it is. They say it's a tumor. It looked like a tumor to them, but they're not sure what if it is a tumor or not. Man, when I talked to me, it's like I almost fell to the ground and started crying. She's no cancer don't really run in our family, you know, like that. So never heard of it in my family, to be honest with you guys. Never. On my wife's side, yes, but not like this. So we in the room, we talking. And then the main doctor came in and was like, yes, that's what it seemed like. They said he had a tumor the size of a baby watermelon in his stomach. Oh my goodness. That made me even start thinking. My mind was just going crazy left and right. I'm like, wow, are you freaking kidding me? How this happened? Where did it happen? You know, is it because, you know, he's healthy. He's a healthy kid. He do everything by the book. He's not nobody, you know, he eats right and everything. And they were like, no, it doesn't matter if he eat right or anything. We're just not sure what it is. But so he was there for like about 3 days, right? So we're talking to the doctors. So the doctors, they really don't know, but I think they knew because even my mom was like, hey, I think I'm sorry about that. I had a phone call. Maybe my wife was like, I don't know, babe. It seemed like it's something that I'm hoping it's not. And I asked her what it is. She said, don't worry about it. Let's just wait till the doctor because I could tell you this and it could be that or that. So lucky what my wife was thinking, it wasn't that. It was something worse. So being at this hospital, they didn't know anything. What they was telling, they said, hey, you guys need to go to UM, try to find a way to get your son to UM because all the doctors up here, they don't want to deal with this at all. They was denying him because they had to transfer him to a different location because that hospital they don't have a room or a level for that kind of disease. And what they think it is what they would actually was thinking. So when it come to find out, they didn't tell the Indian hospital what it was. They just kept denying them. We went to talk to 3 different hospitals, and all of them denied them. Now, the main hospital, which is University of Miami, they denied them, but we had to come up with a different scheme for them to accept them. But anyway, so my wife was upstairs talking to the doctor, and then, you know, we was talking, and then we see the doctor, you know, he walks out. He came to explain to us. He said, yeah, we have to transfer him somewhere else because what he has, we're not sure 100%, but what it could be is we don't work with that kind of disease. I'm like, wow, why are they saying that? So, you know, the doctor left. My wife went right after him, and I told my son, I'll be right back. Let me go after them. So I walked out here, my wife talking to him because my wife was a nurse. She was like, listen, be honest with me. Don't sugarcoat nothing. Pull the bandage off straight up and be honest with me. What do you think he had? The doctor was like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I think it's sarcoma. This kind of word cancer pretty much happened to young kids from the age 10 to like 25. 10 to 25, and it's mostly mostly kids that's very active and stuff like that, which I never heard of that before. My wife kind of knew, but she didn't expect it was that. She thought it was something else, like some kind of lung cancer or something. And when I tell you, it was unbelievable. I didn't know what to say because I didn't know what it was, so I kind of Googled it, and she told me, just Google it, you'll see. But before I did, we walked to him, and the doctor was like, yeah, so this is it. That's what it is. This is why I want to transfer you guys down to Miami. So, you know, they walked away from us, and me and my wife we didn't even go into the room, so we just walked towards the end of the hall where they have all these little seats and beds and stuff like that. So we were just talking, my wife started crying. And of course, you know, she's crying. Of course, I got to hold on. I got to hold my tears too, but it was hard, but it's your child. So little, tears start coming out my eyes. I told her, babe, everything gonna be okay. And she was like, listen, you don't know what this is. This thing is, it's a rare disease and it's very hard to cure. I said, babe, we got God on our side. We gotta trust in him. We gotta leave this in his hand and let him take control. And she's like, babe, I know. And then so after that, right? Um, so yeah, after that, went back in the room, wipe her tears off, went back to the room. And he's just looking at us like, y'all okay? He's all happy, kind of like, okay, yeah. Even though they said tumor, but he didn't really catch on it. And he was like, yeah, we like everything okay. So now they telling us, okay, if they could, today he can go home today. So we got to find a way to transfer to bring him down to UM. Man, when I tell you it was crazy, it was hectic. It was very hectic. So the next day, it's the day we had to take him actually home. So my daughter had a softball game. We had to go to the game because she haven't missed any game and she couldn't miss this one. So I was at the game. So we, chilling. I'm thinking about him, and of course I'm thinking about my younger daughter because she's playing. Now after the game, I received a phone call from my wife saying, "Hey, there's a doctor who's gonna call you. Please pick up." I said, "Okay." And the crazy thing, he did call before. I didn't know because I don't really pick up numbers I don't have saved on my phone. So what I did was I waited, and he called, and he started talking to me. He said, "Hey, Mister," he said, "Hey, Mr. Million, listen. Your son has a rare disease, a rare cancer, and he has to come to UM. Okay? So this is what I want you to do." And I'm like, okay, go ahead, doctor. Tell me what we have to do because I'm leaving right now to get to him. You have to, when you get down to UM, do not tell him what he has. Don't say you have cancer or anything. Get down there and tell him he have a stomach ache, like his stomach is hurt, he have stomach pain. All right, that's all you need to say. Once they admit him in, they can't do. They have to work on him. They have to keep him. Okay, so just do that, and I'm begging you because I have 3 kids, and I'm a father. If anything will happen like that to my child, that's what I will be doing. Trust me, and I'm telling you this from man to man. You need to do this. And I said, oh man. I said, okay, doctor, thank you so much. I'm heading down. I'm going into the hospital. We're ready to get him. So we get him. We get to the hospital. We got all his belongings and we came home. We stayed home for like about 2 hours, thinking like what we're gonna do. So we got him in the car. We drove down to Miami. Long drive. We get there. My wife explained what's going on, so I stayed in the lobby. They only wanted 2 people in there, so it was him and my wife. They was in the lobby. I'm in the room talking to the I'm talking to the register nurse, the person that's not registered nurse, the person that register you in. So they was like, yeah. So they asked my wife, "What bring you here today?" She told her, "Yeah, my son has stomach problem. He been complaining about his stomach. We're not sure what it is." And the guy was like, "Wait a minute, where you guys live? You guys live all the way in Broward. Why you guys came down here?" I don't know how my wife came up with something. She came up with a secret and was like, "Listen, dog, okay, because this is what hospital that most of my family come to. So this is where we always come and we believe in UM." So that's what she told him. He was like, "Oh, okay, okay." So they did some blood work that I ran into, and they, said, "Okay, let's see what's going on." And then when they look, they say it's something in his stomach. We're not sure what it is. And then when so they told him to go back to the lobby. So they call him back in. He started talking to him. He was kind of being rude at first. My wife was saying. But when he found out, what really happened, because my wife had to be honest there and tell him, and he felt so bad. He said, "I'm so sorry for how do I act, how the way I acted. I didn't mean to act like that. It's a lot of pressure on us. I'm sorry." And after that, she was like, "No, it's okay." But this is what happened. He was like, "Okay, listen, I'm gonna get you guys into a room today. I'm gonna meet you into a room today. Don't worry about it. We got you, okay?" Because he's a young kid. He's only 18 years old, and this was going on with him. And he was 17. Sorry, 17 years old, and this was happening to him. Whew. I tell you guys, no, he was 18. Sorry, he was 18 last year. When I tell you, I was so happy that they was like they're gonna take him in. Boom. So winning, the kids they went to my mom's house, so they stayed over there. So I was happy with that. She was able to hold them, keep them there for like a few days. So winning, now the doctors come in, they tell us what it is. They say, listen, that's what he has. They're gonna do this, they're gonna do that. Whew, it was a lot to take in, especially for my wife. I don't know, sometimes I don't know how my wife do it, but that woman is amazing. When I tell you my wife is amazing, she is amazing. Oh my God. God definitely put me with somebody that I really love and I really need, and I'm talking about amazing. It's nothing on this earth I can give her to repay her, man. It's just crazy. So they started everything, was ready. They were telling him, okay, listen, this is what you're going to have to do. We're going to start chemo, all right? Because this what you have is very rare. So and it's going to be one of the aggressive chemos that we have. And when I heard aggressive, I'm like, what the heck? What you mean by that? All this coming in one time. I'm not a nurse. I don't know anything about hospital stuff. All I know is when you got a cut, hey, how do you fix this or whatever? What do you do to put, if I'm bleeding this much, what do I do? That's what I asked them. That's what I asked Google. I don't ask, hey, with cancer, how do you cure this? None of that. I don't ask these questions because we're not used to seeing this like this. So, just yes, chemo's gonna start in 2 days. We're gonna get him here. He's gonna be here for some time. We're gonna start it. I'm like, what? Oh my God, my son asking like, this is crazy. What the hell y'all telling us now? Long story short, after that, he started chemo. And then they needed to find a center close to home where we at, right? They need to find a center close to home. My daughter's coming. I got to tell her to go back in. Shay. Oh, my God, my daughter. I'm making a video right quick, okay? I'm making a quick video. So I see in a little bit when you go inside. Okay? I'm outside. I know, but I'm making a video. Okay. Ooh, man, I'll tell you, that little girl. Oh, my God, my daughter's wild. But, yeah. So, what I was saying. Okay, so, yeah. So, now they trying to do things. So, while he's there, he can't be in the hospital to get chemo for, like, the amount of time he need. So they were telling me, look, he need to get chemo like 9 sessions, and that's like a year. I was like, what? I said all he needed for 1 month, and he's good. That's what I'm saying. That's how would I say it? Ignorant I am towards this thing. That's not. I need to. I've been reading so much about this now, all type of stuff. I gotta learn these things because my wife not there. Who's gonna do it? But anyway, so they was like, yeah. I'm like, oh my God. So by the grace of God, they find a UM center in Broward, which is crazy. I didn't even know. And we pass by this all the time. We didn't even know. They have one. It was only 5 minutes away, guys. You know how blessed we are to have that. 5 minutes away. We didn't have to go further up north. We didn't have to drive 50 minutes to an hour down south every day. We didn't have to do that because we have one here. So he started chemo for a whole year. I'm telling you, my son, I'll post some pictures of him, how he looked before chemo, during chemo, and after chemo. It's crazy. The transform was just wow. So a few days after that, he started keeping chemo. Like after a month or two, we did like a little party thing because they were telling him, yes, you're gonna lose your hair. Oh my God, that was crazy too. So my son started losing his hair after a month. He started losing his hair. They said almost 2 months after it was. So he started losing his hair. But before he did, my wife did this little celebration thing for his friends to come over, ours from high school. And then that's crazy. They came. He had a lot. He had like about 25 friends that came to support him. And what they did was so crazy. What they did, they cut his hair, and about 10 of his friends came out to cut their hair too, man. I'm talking about it was white, black, Spanish. It was just crazy because that's the kind of friends that they have. They have all race. Asians, no matter what, they have all. Man, 10 of them came up and they was cutting their hair. And it was another one. My wife cut hers. I didn't get a chance to cut mine, but at that time, but it was last year now. My daughter cut hers, not my little daughter. And my little son, they didn't do it. They just cut a little bit. My daughter just cut like just a little string, to make her happy because she wouldn't do a whole thing. My wife was like, no, no, no. So my wife cut her hair. My daughter cut just half, the little one. My older daughter cut just a little back of her hair, shaved that. And a lot of them time they came out and support my son. That made me so happy. That made me so happy. Wow. Oh, man. But after that, man, my son started chemo down here for a year. Kept going back and forth. And then now he had to do surgery. So he did surgery in December of 2025. The surgery was 11 hours and like 25 minutes. 11 hours. My wife was there for 11 hours. I was home working and I was with the kids, stressing me out, like, of course, for 11 hours and 25 minutes. He was under that knife for that long. So crazy. But thanks God, guys. They was able to remove everything. All the cancer. They was able to remove it. There was some time he did not want to go through chemo, and there was something. Listen, you got to keep doing it, bro. Little man, you got to do it, man. You don't want to stop now. Please don't stop. Don't stop, kiddo. You got to. I'm telling you, there was time he didn't want to get up. He fight us. My wife was like, look, I'll be your punching bag. I told him to, I'll be your punching bag too, man. But we want you to finish this, man. You're almost there. There be time where they say, okay, this is the 8th session. I mean, the 7th session. It might be the last one. He's just be so happy because it drained him so much. Because he go in on Monday, it'd be 5 hours long. Then, he got to go in for 5 days straight. Then the rest of the days would be like about 3 hours and a half. And it's crazy. And a lot of his friends done came to support him. They stay there, wait with him too. Like, we'll come in, I'll do it too while I'm working. I gotta take my laptop with me, and I'll be right there with him too. He got aunties, my friends even came, his friends, his cousins, they came. Sister come too. My wife there too. It's just, wow, beautiful. Beautiful. We was there. We support him a lot, man. We did. After that, it was time when he had to do the surgery. Like I said, it was 11 hours and 25 minutes. They was done. Went in there, looked at him like, man, they stitched him up nice. When he finally woke up, he just said he felt good, but he still felt tired, very, very, very tired, of course, because him being under that. And then he was like, man, I don't know, I don't feel anything right now. But I remember the day that he was there and he was coming home, how happy he was. He didn't leave till like maybe like 3 weeks. When he came home, when I'm talking about how happy he was, oh my goodness, the dog is running so happy, they jumping, oh my God. Like the dog, if they could talk, I know they were like, oh, we miss you so much, I'm happy you back. You see, normal. But he did his thing, man. He was good. He's good. My son is good. My son is healed right now. My gun is cured. He beat cancer. My son beat cancer, guys. By the grace of God. Thank you, Jesus. I love you so much, Father God. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't make it this far. He wouldn't make it this far. He had a friend at the center that was 21 years old, kind of heavy set. His mom, they lived like about an hour and a half away, I think. So they had to come to this center. They come down every day. I feel sorry for them. And he was supposed to do surgery, and then for some reason, something happened. He couldn't go and do surgery. A week later, he passed away. We didn't tell my son until like 2 weeks. When he found out, he was so sad. But that kid passed away, and it was worse. He had the same cancer sarcoma, but his was like probably more aggressive. It was so tough for him. And then his center was up, like his hospital was up north, and they're not one of the best. The best ones, to be honest, is UM, and it's one in Tampa. But we can't live. That's too far. That's about 4 hours away. Man, when I tell you God is good, God is good, guys. Man, pray, guys. Pray. Pray. I'm telling you guys, pray. Keep up with it. Pray. I've been doing this for like about a month now. Almost probably 2 months. I wake up around between 3:30, 4:30. Get my butt up, because I know that's when I have to go use the bathroom. I'm always using the bathroom. I get up, go downstairs, get on my knees, and I just start praying. I've been doing it for like about almost 2 months now, guys, and I feel so good. I feel good, man. I really appreciate what God have done for me, what Jesus done for us. I appreciate it. I really do. I really, really do, guys. Man. Now my son back to school. He just started school 2 months ago. He's back to school. He in college right now. My oldest, my youngest, well, my second child. My daughter, she's in the military. She had boot camp. She got just graduated boot camp, and we in June, late May. Went to go get her. We drove up there, about 10-hour drive to South Carolina, pick her up. Drove back home. She was on here for like about 10 days, but we missed her so much because we couldn't speak to her for like three months. 3 months. They hold my daughter up there for 3 months. So now she back in boot camp. Now, this boot camp she in is better because now they're shooting and they climbing mountains, which is crazy. But she wanted this, so she got it. Thank God. Her boyfriend, he's good. He's in the Air Force, good guy. And crazy thing, my son graduated last year, the same time his class was grad. He did it. When I talk about my son did it, he did it. People stand up for him. People was crying. He was the last one on stage, and everybody was like, and the guy was like, last but not least, guy, let me tell you about this guy here. This guy is gonna beat cancer. He has cancer, and he's fighting. He is so strong. Everybody need to be like this guy, man. That, oh my God, that made my wife happy too. It was great, beautiful. We were so excited. People were jumping the ground. It was just, you are here, do 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 on the ground. That's how good it was, guys. Beautiful. That was that was like in June last year. So it's been like a year since he graduated. And now he's cancer free. He's still, he got to go in every 6 months. I mean, twice a year he got to go in to get, scanned just to get, because they say it does come back. And the crazy thing about it, one of Maxwell, the singer, no, is it not Maxwell? What's his name? Brian McKnight, the singer. One of his kids passed away from sarcoma. They found out late, and he passed away from sarcoma, which was last year. It was so sad. Oh my God. But my son did it. He beat it. They had a big celebration for him at the center. He rang the bell and everything. He did his thing. I'm gonna post some videos on here. You guys will see. And guys, it's hot right now. I'm doing this with the car off, no AC. I want to say thank you guys for the prayers and love and support for my family, friends, people that's online and different countries. They pray for my son. Continue for the prayers. Continue with the prayers. Pray for us too. Or find a job, anything, man, a job or something, even another job, whatever. Trying to come up with my own business. We trying doing that now. It's tough. Guys, it is tough. I'm excited. I love you guys so much. You guys have a great night. Remember, guys, God first. Put Jesus first, guys. Always in your heart. Remember, put him first. Love you, God. Love you so much, Jesus. You guys have a good one. Peace out. Thank you.